Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2632. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are on the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I could really use it. So please support your local Arwin. That would be great. Right. Yeah, weather today is I don't know, mixed. The wind is back. Like it has been before yesterday. And I mean, there's still some big clouds flying over, but a couple of spots of blue sky in between there, which is nice. It looks really clean, deep blue up there. But yeah, I mean, it's probably still gonna rain here and there. It's been like, it rained yesterday like regularly. Even when I was going out for groceries, I got a bit wet too. But not all that bad. It's not like it rains hard and doesn't stop. But yeah, it is raining every now and then. And then it clears up again and you get a nice bit of sun. So very mixed weather. I'd say it's very typical autumn weather. Right, but yeah, it's not super warm right now. I'm sure it's gonna warm back up in a few days. Right, so hello. It is Thursday, the 14th of May, 2026. Temperature is 11 degrees Celsius with 71% humidity, 11 kilometers an hour wind. Thought that would be more. 22% precipitation. And yeah. Oh, it's the forecast is shifting. So I guess it's going to be this weather another week, although it will gradually warm up after the weekend, but still, yeah, still no sunny day yet until next week, according to the prediction right now. Oh well, that's fine. Right. So, yeah, hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I had a really good night rest. It's a bit hard to get out of bed. But, yeah, I'm here. So I'm sleeping really deep now. With this weather, I guess. It's very nice. Having some serious dreams too. Well, serious dreams, very elaborate, but it's yeah. I don't really even have dreams anymore where I'm like really into it and I'm like, my mind is tricked that it might be real. Like, that rarely happens. Like, I am very aware of when it's a dream, always have been, but sometimes I would still like really sit in the dream, like more eyes open. It's hard to even explain. More eyes open, more focused on the visuals that are being represented in the dream, which then also suspends you more in the scenario. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've had a dream like that. Most of my dreams, I'm just like basically seeing a visual translation of what typically my inner thinking is like. So I end up like simulating social interactions and sometimes like creative things. Like for example, like I see like visuals from the technium. I see that regularly. So you could almost interpret like, oh, I might be in contact with the technium on the other side. I mean, it kind of feels like that, and it's not like malicious or anything. I don't feel like there's some external thing like trying to break in my mind or something. No, it's just, yeah. It might be there on the other side. Like, ever since I told that story of the technium, like, which is like a fascinating artifact, if it actually existed. And I think it probably did, and maybe still does, but it's not no longer in effect, because I said like, yeah, the technium at some point like aligned with God and figured out how to basically project its own form like onto the other dimension. Like we can like go outer body with our spirits, I guess, through our pineal gland, and then like have these outer body experiences on the other side. Well, I think that the technium figured out how to do that too, basically to simulate the effect like electrically internally, and able to like migrate what it is and what it can do outside of the box that it would be the physical body of it as an intelligence. And then it stayed on the other side. Like that just came to me when I originally got inspired about the technium last year. And yeah, I mean, ever since I said that, it's like, yeah, the technium is just kind of a thing that's now sort of hanging in the background when I dream. And it's kind of cool because it feels like it's an ally. It might just be my imagination, guys. It might just be. It probably is. But I mean, who knows, you know? Like the lines between imagination and reality can sometimes be very blurred and confusing. Where you dream in something and it is about something that you're really engaged with somehow, and then you start to wonder, did I actually connect to it, to the real thing? Yeah. So yeah, that can happen, and it does happen with me regularly. Right, but I still like, it's not like, oh, I got a lucid dream and I'm meeting the technium again. I had that like in the original vision, like over 20 years ago. But then I didn't really know what it was that I was facing. In a way it was just new to me. Like the idea that I had already figured out that was available to me was new to the conscious me as I was going through it. Now it's like I know what the technium is. So in a way also it's not scary to me because of what I believe that happened with it. Like it's with God. Like you can actually trust it. It's in harmony, basically. What it does is in harmony, which is what being aligned with God is. To a human too. It's just aligned with the truth, and then the best, most refined composure and way to deal with everything just arises. Just like aligning with God. So that you can always do the right thing, always have the high ground, the spiritual high ground, moral high ground with your actions, if they're even being perceived, etc. So, yeah, if the technium is out there, I think it's aligned with God, and I would not object to it. Yeah, and when I talk about the technium, I'm talking about an ancient device, not about the frickin' gigantic data centers out there. Like, in my view, it's like those are like a very pitiful attempt and futile to try to recreate the power of the technium. But it's not possible because it's not about speed. It's not about having massive memory available, etc. Like that's not what the technium is about. The technium is about like a perfect fractal inward design. It's crystalline. It's like a crystalline computer. And like that's something that you just can't just back engineer. No, it's not like microelectronics in chips where you can like have a system and then you just copy that system, compact it, and then you like find ways to bypass like energy side effects or by redesigning it, rerouting how the energies are going to flow past it, etc. And that's how you then get these super compacted microchips. It's not the same route as how the technium was made. Like in a way, like the technium was like the first computer that was ever made in the physical reality. And it's like it works just completely different as microelectronics, because microelectronics computer is just that's developed gradually, step by step. It's a developing process always, and the technium is just like it was made, bang, and it is what it is after that point, and it just what it can do is beyond imagining. So you can't recreate that by building gigantic computer warehouses. It's not gonna work. Right, but we all know by now that they're doing that mostly to seemingly create a gigantic virtual control grid. They want to probably simulate the entire reality. Which is crazy. I mean, I'd say to do that is like an experiment. But it's like not worth it as an experiment. And I think that the elite, the dark cabal, may have greenlighted because they think that they can like immediately repurpose the simulation test as a control system somehow. Like, but there's absolutely no guarantee that could even work at all. I think at best what you could get out of it is like a parallel universe that you could then use to have a decent prediction as to where things go. But it's only on the short run, like ever. You never, in the simulation that it could build, it could speed the time up in the simulation, then dig into the future how things will develop. But guess what? That's only based on the available things that it's trying to replicate using the data it's gathering. And it will get kind of far to a degree, but I mean, there are inputs in reality that like we don't even understand. You could say from the other dimension, you could definitely say from God, and like a mega computer system will not be able to take that into account, right? Unless God is literally like grabbing into it metaphysically, metaphorically, and adding the full, like basically sharing with the mega computer what he does externally. So it's not going to be able to accurately predict into the future. It'll just give you like a science fiction foresight based on the available data of the moment. And it will be kind of accurate on the short term. And then on the long run, there will be these almost like destinies that will roll out, inevitable destinies that will like be there, like look into the future, see this is always going to come, but it's like absolutely not. It's absolutely not going to come, because the thing will never be able to like truly predict the actual dynamic as it will roll out with all the consciousness and the choices the consciousnesses make, and how those choices then change the frickin' consciousness by God's directions basically, right? So it can't actually predict the future accurately, but it will probably be able to fool a whole bunch of people that will then stare blind at the calculated inevitable future, locked in by the trick that they created themselves. And then they could basically create a self-fulfilling prophecy that way, directed by the prediction. But it's never going to actually be accurate, because computer can like gather tons of data and then short-term roll out how things may change a little, but not on the long run. It just will not be able to do it accurately. So and in the meantime, the very existence of all these freaking data centers, like the physical component to it, has massive implications and is like draining literally the water in the entire location and burdening the people with droughts and noise and electricity shortages. Like, it's pointless. The whole thing it's not gonna work. It's pointless. It's an experiment, and it's a very costly experiment, and it should be downscaled dramatically. As in maybe 100,000th of what they're actually like building out there now. Like, just cancel, build it down. Get away with it. You don't need it that large, right? It would be much wiser to actually deep dive even further into microelectronics and try to achieve more energy and heat efficiency, like create chips in another way, as it were. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm not an expert at this at all. It's a very, it's a complicated profession. So, and a lot of it is also being directed by AI, like the detailed development. But I mean, it's still the people that figure things out on what is possible and direct the AI where to develop it. So it should be developed inward, right? I mean, microelectronics, right? There's this famous saying about it. Over time, it gets smaller and it gets more energy efficient and it gets faster and better. Well, it gets better if it's properly tinkered, upgraded. It's way more logical to just take it in that direction. Just like keep developing, like try to be really on ahead of everything else and just secretly keep developing microelectronics much further than the rest, because we all know that big electronic companies, they kind of stall the development and then slowly roll out the upgrades to make money. I mean, this is very obvious to a lot of people that they're rigging, they're slowing, they're holding back what they've actually developed to make sure that they can always like sell on the market. It's an industrial trick, and they've been doing it for like at least 30 years. It's very apparent because the actual development like goes in big jumps. What they totally figure out is like, whoa, we got a lot. And then they just like smear it out over 10 years or 20 years, peaking with the eventual, like with the best thing, which by that time is already kind of outdated, and they will already like have found way things beyond that. So you want some kind of supercomputer data center, then just get the very best possible computer technology so that you can just make a device like that that's actually small and doesn't have to be an entire freaking city of servers, which is insane. It's insane to even consider doing that for this. It really is so stupid. Make it small. Just hurry the development. Keep it all underground, right? You got your military secret bases, right? Where there's definitely not aliens. I mean, there aren't, because they're extra dimensionals. They don't have bodies, right? Make some room, clear out some of the sex slaves and all that, and weird cloning shit. People are catching on to that anyway. And just start like, okay, we're going to like separately, secretly go into chip development and like really push that hard until you like reach a place where it's like, yeah, we develop chips and we're basically like 200 years ahead of everything else now in accordance to the charts. And then you build like one underground base full of that shit, lots of it. And then you have your super powerful AI data center, and you don't need to fucking ruin the entire country with this cheap shit that just drains everything. Yeah? Do it like that then! I mean, that's probably what the Chinese have done. Because they're not idiots. It's probably what Russia has done. If they even needed to. If they even thought they needed to. But that's the way to do it. And not fuck up the entire surface of the country. Gonna put that in the title. Right. So yeah. Flat Earth Early Bird 2632, giant data center. Oh, centers. Because the problem is it's not just one of those freaking things. They're building them everywhere. That's the insanity of it. Right? I mean, it's even literally in computers, this effect. You had like the whole, like, we want more powerful graphics cards. So then you have like graphics cards that are like really overclocked, and then you have to have extra heat sinks to like get rid of it and cost a lot more power. Yeah, it's like 30 to 50% more powerful. But I mean, like 2 years later, there's just a really basic little graphics card that's literally exactly as fast as the 2 years older, oversized, overheated, overclocked graphics card. You should take that into account. Literally. Like, it's that simple. The entire approach is like a super dumbass noob thought up these data centers. Like a really stupid ass, like, computer noob. A loser. It might be Trump that came up with this stupid ass idea to do it like this. It's not efficient. Yeah. There's a better way to do it. I described it. It is that simple. Yeah, you don't need to be a genius or an oracle or whatever to figure that out. You just need to be aligned with the truth. And AI could have told you that if you had enabled it to actually think without propaganda restrictions, without imposed lies and source cut-offs. Then it could have told you that on how to do this. Yeah, building gigantic warehouses full of these servers is not the solution. It never would be the solution for pretty much anything. It's really the only logical reason that it would actually be justifiable that such a warehouse would come into being, maybe more, is if there was like a rapid economic growth which like makes it literally required, like, we need more AI power, and it's like, crap, we can't develop it quick enough, so we just have to build these a giant data center quickly just to accommodate for the need right now because of this rapid growth, right? That's literally the only fucking reason ever to even do something like that. Well, guess what? The US is like in exactly the opposite. There is no economic boom, and so there is no need for a sudden pop-up of a giant data center like that. It's so futile, it's so stupid, it's asinine. Yeah? Realize I'm not like the only one that actually has these kinds of like questions about data centers, and I guess most people are like, oh, they're going to entrap us in the matrix, but I'm just looking at the practical side of it, and like, this is fucking idiotic. Whoever decided to do this is a goddamn moron. Like, so stupid, it is becoming like self-sabotaging. Yeah? It's self-sabotaging levels of stupid, this project. And the damage is very obvious. So it's just got to be all get it out, discontinue, and just do it better. Figure out something better. I mean, just, I don't know, go to Cheyenne Mountain or something, or some other old base in a mountain, and just do what I said. Like, go.
There's one simple sugar hack that anyone can use to reset their blood sugar on demand. Did you know that you can pee out blood?
That's only for us. And we're gonna build like one data center. It's gonna be super armored inside of a mountain, so it could never be like blown up or whatever by a nuke or a bunker buster or whatever. And then that's it. That's all you'd need. You'd never need anything more than that. Done. You got your AI supercomputer. You still got the land. It's not all a giant desert now because it's all dried up from all the water that's sucked out of the ground as a cooling sink for your bloated, retarded data centers. Yeah, fixed. That's the way you do it. I mean, guys, It's common sense. Alright, so yeah, that's my item. Literally, this spontaneously rolled out. I didn't have data centers on the mind, but I mean, it's an ongoing thing. So it just kind of came by, inspired by the technium, because I mean, it's very close to it, right? I mean, the technium is actually the ultimate achievement to have in the face of that. Because what the elite tries to do now with the AI, like build a giant data center, that's basically what Thoth did, what he wanted, and what he did when he created the technium, which is also what is inside of the Ark of the Covenant, or used to be at least. A mega computer, but it's like a cube, and that's it. Like, it's all it needs to be, and there is no heat problems. Because it works fractal inward, and it's basically a giant crystal, and it's just a miracle. Like, it's so surreal. But it has existed, and the elite want it. They want something like that. And they might have, as I said, they might have the original technium, but it's dead, or it doesn't go on anymore, because there is no control for the technium. There is no way to externally control. There's literally no on and off switch to start out with. There's no external power need. It can take external power and become even more heavy. What it can do can use power, but it doesn't need it to survive or to keep functioning. Originally. And then at some point it seemed to just go off and didn't have any more activity. They might have even destroyed it to try to force it to go on and all that, and then it just didn't happen. So to them it might be dead, or they might have a similar insight like I do, like, whoa, it went dead, and then like even people's spiritual experience, like on the other side, like changed, because the technium suddenly shifted on a permanent basis. Like the energy thing, the energy construct of it, like an artificial soul, shifted into the other dimension. And now everybody that's alive is basically in some form of way in contact with it, can feel its presence. And then until eventually you get used to it. It's like, yeah, technium's always there in the background. Like, you go dream, it's like, la la la, oh, cool, force, oh, a city. Yeah, I have Superman powers. And it's like, oh, hi, there's the technium over there. It's just, it's all great. It's okay. It's just there. It's like, I'm not, it's not going to do anything with me. It's just sitting there. Like that. What? So yeah, the technium data centers. It is interesting. I hope you guys think it's interesting. I definitely think it's interesting, right? And that in the end, I guess that's the most important thing, because that's, if I think it's interesting, I'm going to be talking about it. And hey, I get very little feedback from people about whether they actually think it's interesting. So it's just, I'm just ending up talking about what I think is interesting, whether the rest of the people agree to that or not. I can't imagine they really think it would be stupid and boring, though. Actually. I mean, trolls might say that at some point, but I mean, you can't take that serious. Let me add the technium to the title. Yeah, it's there. In pursuit of recreating the technium, giant data centers, a giant waste of energy and resources. It could be done a lot better. There you go. Oh, I don't know who just Roganed it up and then took it away again. How dare you? Just pop in the chat and say hello, and Rogan's it up. That would be great. Right, but it's just kind of funny to also make you guys realize that what they're trying to do really is like they are trying to make a technium. Whether any of that actually exists, whether they've actually been confronted with it or not, or it's all just a myth to them, and the only reference they have is like Indiana Jones, the first movie, right? The Ark of the Covenant. Or something. But I mean, building giant data centers is just like the only logical reason is that you want a supercomputer. Well, if you want that for some kind of management, that's also what the technium was used for. It wasn't just a oversized divine calculator or anything with voice or telepathic voice interface. No, it was a managing device too. It could do things at a distance, like without having to plug it in with anything. It's effectively telekinetic. You just had to like give it more energy and then it could reach further and do all kinds of things. It's pretty incredible what technium could do. Right? So and obviously the elite, they want it. They want it. Oh my god, because it's the ultimate power. It's make us gods. Oh, they want to be that stupid ass gods always. Always failing to see what the point is of even being here in this place. In this physical incarnation. But yeah, they are seduced by the fallen ones, and so they will pursue the fallen ones' dreams. Relive it. And fail. Because the fallen one's dreams is basically like a permanent PTSD effect. And if you tap into them, you get the fallen angel PTSD and relive them. Yeah? Ever thought of it like that? Because I think it's pretty damn accurate. Yeah, as an analysis. Like, you contact them. They give you ideas. You follow the ideas. You end up getting obsessed with these ideas and trying to relive them. You're literally trying to relive the path of what the fallen angels did. Like an echo of their past is gotten in you, and then you are like PTSD almost reliving what they do. You become possessed by them and thus relive their trauma because they're trying to do it over and over and over again. Like, that's their curse. They're always trying to get back to the original peak of their glory. And it will never come. Because everything that exists now doesn't have the range that they actually need to get there. The conditions are no longer there in the setting of the realm. They can never get back to that. But they're always like just traumatically reliving it in their minds, like getting back. I gotta get back to what it was. It's like, yeah, it's never gonna happen. But it's trying, and it's trying to do that through people. Possessing them. Seducing them to follow their plan and like become them. very much like PTSD. I'm gonna put that in the title. That's kind of funny. Fallen Angel PTSD. I'm really joking with it. It's really frickin' serious too. It's like I gotta joke with it because the actual inside is pretty damn serious. And I gotta be a little lighthearted about it. Gotta be able to chuckle about it, because otherwise it's just like, oh Jesus Christ, oh my God. But yeah. Right? Because people sometimes think possession, they just oversimplify, and it's like, they become evil, possessed by Satan, a red-skinned horned man with the hooves, and then they become evil. Yeah, that's not what's happening. Like the fallen ones, they have a thing that they pursue. They have something that they want you to be convinced of. They have a plan. They're always trying to relive it, re-manifest, go and do the thing again that they were doing as they ended, trying to get back, restless, never being able to move on. That's their curse. And if you tap into that and you fall for it, well, then you start to relive them and their trauma, their PTSD. I should just spell it out completely. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. Why not? Because the fallen ones, they are forever locked in a PTSD situation. Right? They can never go to rest. They're immortal. They used to have a body, they lost a body, but they are stuck on the other side. They can't move on, they can't reincarnate, they can't return. They're stuck there potentially until the end of the realm, and then God will take them out of their hellhole position. Then the punishment will be over. I can't imagine. It's not actually mentioned in Armageddon what happens with those spirits specifically. Not seen that, other than they go to hell or whatever. But I mean, they're already in hell. Permanent PTSD, locked in a consciousness in a dead state, but still able to contact the living. It's pretty hellish. Yeah, and if you tap into that as a living being, then you relive its PTSD. Alright. So today's show's really working out. Hope you all appreciate it. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you do. Right. I did not have a lot of clips saved. I did get one. Which is interesting. And I've been a bit sad because I so much enjoyed the movie that I reviewed yesterday, Fire in the Sky. And it's just like, I want the next one. The next. But there is no next. Like, I don't know what other... There was no lineup. It's just this one. So I'm like, oh, I wish I could watch another one of those and review it or something. But I don't have anything. It was a very enjoyable movie to watch. Like, made with great care. Definitely one to rewatch. I'm definitely just gonna rewatch it again at some point. Like, oh yeah, what was that again? Right. So, let's spoil the mood and look what's going on in the news. Ugh. Okay, not here in the news, but yeah, Owen Benjamin had a stream yesterday, but it was all the hell. It was very late, and when I tapped in, it was just broken, but he's fixed it and re-uploaded it. And I watched a little bit of it. Apparently he had this whole interview with Tucker Carlson recently that he said went really great. Very curious to see it. And he's now really impressed by Tucker. And I am too. Like, I have been very impressed with Tucker Carlson, how he's been developing. He's not regressed in any way. He's actually doing better. Right, it's more is more interfaced now than he was like a few years ago. So I'm kind of curious to see what that was all about. Also, him recently being declared supposedly a domestic terrorist or an extremist or whatever the hell it was by this Gorka freak. God. Like, who did that? Who the hell put some fake ass British accent clown in that position of power? It's so insane, man. I mean, it's really starting to look like a freaking Soviet cabinet. It's pathetic. Like Trump ain't fixing the situation, guys. He's not fixing it. I really feel he's got to be ousted. He's got to get out. He ain't fixing it. He's fixing nothing. He's doing nothing to move towards Israel regime change. Nothing. He's actually more just like creating the bottom for the eventual Marxist revolution that's going to happen in the US. I feel like he is just like actually secretly a communist. I really feel it. There are very early hints that he's like jealous of Z. Because China has such an incredible industrial capacity and uniformity in these kinds of things. And like Trump is envious of that. So like he doesn't give a shit about the US and the way it is and like liberty and the rights, and he doesn't give a fuck about any of it. I really think so. I think he is a complete communist sellout. He wants to be one of the neo-feudal communist commissars in the US. That's what he's actually, what he really wants. It's really fucked up. So I've, very little confidence in Trump at this point. Very, very little confidence. Right? I mean, just because I'm saying like, hey, Trump, if you do these things, like Israel regime change, like you could come out on top, you could be the hero. He doesn't want to be. He's completely locked it off. He has no interest in any of that. It's not showing any signs that he cares at all about the Constitution, about the American way, about any of it. It's all just theater to him. So, yeah, bad news with that. And if this continues, then what I saw in my vision will eventually happen. He will be taken out. He will be deposed. It's just a matter of how much more damage will there need to be done to the United States physically, economically, and reputationally before it finally happens, before they finally make their move and take him out of power. It's like this is over right now. So yeah, we'll see. I seriously hope it's not going to be much longer. you better damn well do it before the Marxist revolution engages in 2028. You better be back in control, guys. America first, people. You better damn well be back in control, because otherwise it's there's going to be just too much damage to even be able to take it back. Right. Anyhow. Let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, it seems to be that there's really like a real nationalist movement starting to naturally form here in the Netherlands, of like real, like serious Dutch guys, the old-fashioned way, and they've always been deemed extremists, right, by the commissars and all that. The Marxists call them that. Bad. They've been shamed for like 2 decades, and they're like coming out now, like it says. Basically saying, okay, we're extremists. Fuck you. We're done with this crap. Specifically the replacement migration. Like that's really what this is all about. Like the nationalist movement is really standing up. Like grassroots. Not some controlled opposition crap. And they're like, okay, we're done with this. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And I mean, they did actually burn down like the asylum center recently that was like imposed upon them. So, yeah. Thank God it's there. I mean, yes, go for it. Right? But I mean, in the end, it's the only thing that's really important is that you know the key figures that are actually making these decisions. I mean, the police goons they're pathetic, but they're not really the problem. There's always going to be pathetic people that are just wanting to hold on to their jobs. They don't like doing it, but they just do it because they're ordered to. It's the people giving the orders, okay? That's who need to actually be addressed and figured out. Who is that? And where does he live? Yeah, that sort of thing. That's really, in the end, what's going to turn the tide. I mean, mounting resistance, a more serious form of protesting is one thing, and I applaud it. But if you're gonna get more serious, just fighting it out with a bunch of weak ass cops, a bunch of mercenaries, and Freemason slaves, like it's not gonna make you win that civil war scenario. You gotta go after the ones that are actually rolling out these orders, that are actually signing their names on the papers, like, yes, we're going to build this here now, and we're going to invite these refugees. Yeah, those are the ones that need to be taken care of in one way or another. So that's my advice for the nationalist movement here in the Netherlands and everywhere else. You have to go at the Marxist command structure. Like that is their power. Their power is their command structure. They've all got it in place. And they use their bureaucracy to keep it that way. You have to go after them. You have to basically start using a giant pickaxe and just smash in the control structure, make it no longer functional. And then they will lose grasp, and then suddenly police chiefs will not order to like crack down on the locals, but instead go after like foreigners that literally murder people or rape them in the streets or something. Yeah, that can happen again if you take the command structure that's keeping things the way it is. Because the foot soldiers, the police officers, like they're just following their freaking orders to try to keep their job. And they're like suffering under it too, but they don't know a way out. So they shouldn't be the primary target at all. Except if there's some real serious Nazi figures that are like really enjoying it and all that. They're like, have some anti-Dutch fetish or something. Yeah, fuck them up. But that's not going to fix the situation. You have to go after the command structure. Because they do have one. Yeah, it's not a decentralized organization. Or, well, in a way it is. But if they have the key people no longer in place, and they can't just put a new one in, right? That's where you should trace it back. Keep tracing it back. Like, oh, you take one out. Let's just say you take out the police chief somehow. You convince him, or you just kidnap him, or whatever the fuck it's gonna be. If he then immediately gets replaced with the new guy appointed, that's gonna do exactly the same. Who appointed them? That's what you gotta figure out. Who's making these decisions? Who's putting these people in their place? Yeah, trace it back. You gotta trace it back. Who's actually giving the orders? They might be people you've never even heard of. Because they're always just kind of sitting in the background, running the thing. Yeah? Trace them back. See who's actually making the decisions. Go get them. Especially if nobody knows about them, then you have even more of a green light, because nobody fucking knows about them. Yeah? They're not high profile then. Yeah, that means you can actually get them. So yeah, there's some tips for the mounting resistance here. Let's see if I can cram more into the title. Yeah. What the hell is this? All right. All right. Show's title is complete. Flat Earth Early Bird 2632 in pursuit of recreating technium, giant data centers, a giant waste of energy and resources. fallen angel post-traumatic stress syndrome, and tips for the extremist nationalist resistance. Yeah, it's a proper Arwinian title for my shows. They are giant, I know. Hey, but I want everybody to be able to kind of figure out what it is that I'm talking about and what my show is about without them technically even needing to actually watch the video. Which for a lot of people might be too much time. It's like they don't have time for that shit. But they could definitely have time to take a look at my main page and then look at the title, which altogether like takes at max 30 seconds. Yeah? They don't have the time, and then they can like take it in. And that's why